When it comes to banks, you may think that they are all about the dollars and cents, which is fair. But many local banks gear their mission toward using their financial resources and knowledge to grow the communities around them. In this next episode of the Open Here podcast, Julie sat with Brian McCowan, Vice President and Commercial Loan Officer for North Easton Savings Bank, to talk about how local banks can help a community to thrive.
Today I'm so pleased to have Brian McCowan, who is the Vice President and Commercial Loan Officer for North Easton Savings Bank. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you, Julie. Good to be here.
Good to have you. So we're talking about regional, local, hyper-local banks. So let's go into a little bit about how did you get to be where you are at North Easton Savings Bank?
Yeah, so I've had a couple different positions at North Easton, but back in January of 2020, I moved down to Plymouth to start the business development operations and be the commercial loan officer.
Oh, so, January of 2020, not a good time.
Yeah, great time to come in and try to meet new people and kick some doors open to see what we could do. But it's been great so far. Everyone down here has been a blast to be working with and really excited to see what else we can do down here.
Yeah, this is a wonderful area to live in and to work in. Now, North Easton Savings Bank does a lot of things for the community. How many locations do you have? How far do you spread?
So we have 16 locations, and we have 6 separate standalone ITMs and ATMs. So we operate from Plymouth all the way over to Norton, so straight across.
Okay. So what is, everyone knows an ATM is. What is an ITM?
Yep. So an ITM is an interactive teller machine. So if you go up to one of our ITMs, you'll be able to talk to someone directly in our call center, live and in person, be able to ask
like having
questions.
A Zoom meeting with someone?
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Wow, that's fascinating.
So they can open accounts, they can look up transaction history, they can check whether or not a check was deposited.
Yeah.
It's a way for us to expand our footprint without having to do
a brick and mortar building. Sure. Got it. Now, can you talk a little bit about all the different things that North Easton Savings Bank does for the community? And we can start with, for example, the things that you do with your charitable foundation grants.
Yep, so we just recently opened the Charitable Foundation, and that is a way for us to fund the Charitable Foundation and be able to service the community and give back no matter what external pressures we have. So we're constantly looking to put money into the foundation that if anything external in terms of the economy is out there, we have funds that are able to be put back into the communities to help different nonprofit organizations as well as for-profit organizations.
And do people apply for grants?
So there's different grant processes that you can do through our marketing department, and I believe we have a link on our website as well that will allow you to talk directly to our marketing department if there is a need for that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you also do a lot of sponsorships. You're sponsoring this, you're sponsoring that. For example, give me...
Yeah, so we love to partner with the nonprofits if they're having golf tournaments or if they're having galas. We'd love to be a part of those on top of our annual donations that we give them. So it's another way for us to provide further support to them in the different events that they're holding.
Okay, like for example, you're sponsoring the Blue Futures Conference again this year.
So Stephen Cole and I have connected, and we see this as a great opportunity as the growth of the Plymouth Foundation and the growth of the conference to get involved as a sponsorship this year and see what we can do to further continue that relationship going forward with everything Stephen has done in the town as well as the Plymouth Foundation.
In the Economic Development Foundation, right, which is a great cause. You also did something with Pilgrim Museum?
Yep, so we entered this year to do the speaker series at the Pilgrim Hall Museum. So this was our first year doing that, which was very successful, and unbelievable speakers that they had come through there. They're always interested to see what they come up with in terms of different speakers every time.
Exactly. Do you get involved with parades, anything like that?
Yep, so we do the Thanksgiving Day Parade. So we're one of the first floats out of the parade. So that's always a fun event, and we like to do that event as well as the other smaller Thanksgiving events that they have going on during that time as well.
Right. Now, you personally do a lot of things for the community outside of your job in the bank. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So one of the things that our bank strives for is really pushing out into the community and being a part of it. So as officers of the bank, we're asked to make our presence known in the community. And that's getting on boards, that's being a part of different things. So right now, I'm a part of the Sunrise Rotary. I am the audit committee chair at the Plymouth Yacht Club. I am the treasurer for the Lewis Fraleyham Park over in Easton. I sit as the clerk for the Plymouth Chamber, and then I am advisory board leader for the Duxbury Chamber Advisory Board.
Okay.
So
So you really do.
I'm out.
You
Yes,
you live
looking
the
to see is
you live the mission.
absolutely.
And the mission of your bank is you exist to invest your time and resources locally to improve the quality of living, working, and raising a family in the communities that you serve.
Yeah, I think it's really important. The more that we do with the communities we serve, the more we can give back. So the more that we have our communities invest in us and be a part of what we're doing, the more we can turn that around and give back to our communities. So we're a mutual bank. So unlike public bank where we're reporting to shareholders, we're really only reporting to the communities that we serve.
Yeah.
So the more that we can collect in, the more we can look to give back and do those sponsorships, do those donations, and then give different programs and offerings that, whether it's residential down payment assistance, whether
Yeah.
it's, adjusting our products to make it more advantageous to our customers,
Right.
or through those donations and grants.
And by being a hyper local bank, you really can hone in on what is going on in the community versus an international bank or a bank that's national.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I like being more involved with the individual communities is you get more of an understanding of what's happening and what are the needs of the community as well as down to the individual businesses and people. So
Right, because every
without that
community is
connection-
different, right? They all kind of have their own personality.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
without a doubt.
Our community down here in Plymouth is very different from Brockton that we serve and very different
Absolutely.
from the East and Norton. So
Absolutely.
each one we look at as a different region approach
Right.
in our branch. So.
Okay. So another question I had for you is about educational things that you do. I know that you're involved in the Credit for Life Fair. Can you
Yes.
talk about that? Because I find that fascinating.
Yeah, the Credit for Life Fair is a great program, and this is something that we've really tried to expand across our entire footprint. It's really to educate the juniors and seniors in high school on how to manage their money.
Yep.
We've found a lot of times kids are going to college and getting out and not knowing how to balance a checkbook,
Right.
what they're really going to be paying for student loans, and
Yep.
what it means to earn $50,000 and what you're actually going to take home.
Right.
So the Credit for Life Fair puts them through. You just graduated college. Here's your degree. Here's how much you're going to get paid. Go buy a house. Go buy a car. Get insurance.
Yep.
Really everything that you would need to do to get into the real world, so they get that firsthand experience of, oh, when I go out and work, I don't just get what
Right.
my salary is. There's
I have to pay
There's other
bills.
things.
I have to
That's
pay
right.
rent. What?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
and stay
now,
home as long as you can. 'Cause
do you think that the kids, the younger kids, get enough of an education in finance?
No, and that's something I think we really need to do better of. And I think even, getting down into starter checking accounts and where it's just basic learning, putting money in and saving and seeing that go over time versus, asking mom and dad for $20
Right.
to go to the store.
Right, exactly.
It's tough to earn money before you can get into employments, but whether it's building that up and just seeing how that system
And
works.
valuing the
Exactly.
money. So I've heard that North Easton Savings Bank has won some awards lately. Can you talk
Yes.
about those?
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. We were recognized by Forbes as the best in state bank for 21 and 2022. We were the #1 top workplace in the mid-size category by the Boston Globe in 2022, and the #1 top workplace USA 2023 by the Energage. And then most recently, we were awarded the 2023 Corporate Citizen Award by the Boston Business Journal. So
For
definitely
giving back.
For giving
Yeah.
back and being a part of the community, absolutely.
Good for you. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is the future of banking. With all the online options and all the young people now, nobody uses cash anymore. I don't think my kids have ever used cash. It's all the debit cards. What do you see as the future of banking, brick and mortar banks?
Yeah, and I think we've already seen a lot of banks closing different locations.
Yeah.
So, we're one of them where we were over branched for a little bit, and we decided, okay, how do we really focus on the true areas? I mean, we went from 18 to 16, so we didn't go from 18 down to 4. 'Cause
Right.
I still feel, and the bank still feels, a presence in the community is what smaller banks are here for. A lot of people, whether you're young, old, or whatever stage in life you are, that personal touch to be able to go in and talk to somebody is you can't replace that. So when you become too invested in an online bank, if you've had to call someone in customer service to get what you need,
Yeah.
it's not very easy.
Right.
So
And you
as a-
don't get the same person. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as a community bank, having that dedicated loan officer, having that dedicated branch manager, and someone who's going to pick up the phone when you
Yeah.
call. We strive our call center to see how fast we can pick up a
Sure,
call.
sure.
So
That's what people
it's-
want.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
getting a live person every time you call in
Yep.
is really important to
Yeah,
us. That
it
you're
is.
not feel like you're just dealing with,
Yeah.
one of the bigger banks, and really positioning ourselves as that big bank alternative.
Yep. And there's a lot of local, regional banks that do a great job.
Absolutely.
And everybody needs a bank of one sort or another. I mean,
Correct.
I don't think there's a soul out there that has any kind of income that doesn't have to involve themselves with a bank. So there's a lot of choices.
Correct.
And the point you're making is that one of the choices is to go with a bank that gives back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's, where can you get that connection? And that, I think, is more important than anything.
Right.
The way technology has progressed, the off-the-shelf online banking tools and mobile apps are far forward from where they were when they
Oh,
originally
sure.
started.
And they're very
So-
convenient.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So Bank of America being the first one out with a mobile app, 5-10 years ago,
Yeah.
really anybody that is banking right now probably has a very similar
Sure.
banking experience on the mobile app. So
Sure.
technology is becoming less important, and I think relationships is really what's
Right.
going to drive your decision on
Yeah.
who you go to, and that's how you're involved with the community.
Yeah.
That's how you're involved with your customers, and
Yeah.
it's how involved you are just in the day-to-day operations.
Well, thank you so much, Brian.
Absolutely.
Thank you
for having
being
me.
here. We appreciate it.
You got it.
Okay, until next time.
For information about North Easton Savings Bank, visit northeasternsavingsbank.com.
If you've enjoyed this video by The Local Scene, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.